Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sono's life. Now, it's a busy few days, a busy month for New Japan. Obviously, the last video that I showed you was the New Japan Cup preview, which actually starts tomorrow. However, as you can tell by the title of this video, today we had New Japan's 53rd anniversary show. And this review won't be very long, but I don't know how many people are actually covering this event due to obviously how close it is to the New Japan Cup start. However, I'm going to be here with everything that happened, the highs, the lows, and more importantly, and what I seem to notice is the huge build-ups that they are having to the first official tournament of the year. So let's get straight into it. Usually, New Japan has a very strict layout of shows. It goes like Young Lion matches, then tag matches, then special singles matches, then title matches. They changed that a little bit, and actually I think it worked for the better. So ahead of this show, they had obviously the card released, and the first match was El Phantasmo's open invitational for his New Japan Television Championship. Obviously, ELP won it back at Wrestle Kingdom, a phenomenal four-way match with him, Jeff Cobb, Ren Narita, and Oiwa. So this was his big defense. Now there was a lot of names coming up. Like, it literally could have been anyone. Hell, on True Heel, SP3 thought it was the man formerly known as Baron Corbin. However, for us New Japan faithfuls, we didn't have to worry about another ex-WWE star coming in and causing chaos, because it was none other than our own Master Wato. Which is very exciting because while it has not been dubbed for a certain weight class, it has always been held by heavyweights. So it's nice to see it going along the angle of the Never title by having a junior versus heavyweight match. Now, can I just say, this match reminds me of ELP's roots. When I first watched ELP on the independent scene, he was walking on ropes, flipping. He started in the junior division and he made a very seamless transition into the heavyweights. And while he does tend to use his core like athleticism and stuff, this match sort of was a nice like throwback to a lot of like his fast stuff. Because while he uses his athleticism, it's very uncommon for ELP to go up against someone with a similar style. And Master Wato did that perfectly. And what I liked at the start is obviously Wato has a lot less experience, he's a lot younger. So at the start, ELP was almost teasing his friend, because obviously they're both Hontai, but that seemingly pushed Wato that extra level. He was like, you can't underestimate me. Yes, I'm smaller, yes, I'm younger, yes, I have less experience, but I am just as good of a wrestler. And this match went everywhere. They were flying out the ring into the barricades. This might have been a good use of the Super Junior rules where they don't have them, but obviously we know that they can't just do that for one match. It got the crowd really excited. Because it's the New Japan 53rd anniversary, what better way to start than with two major baby faces? It was also quite fun that like before the match started, ELP did his promo and he had Jado alongside him pretending to like, not pretending, but translating to the crowd. And as Chris Charlton pointed out, and welcome back Chris Charlton, please do not leave us again, we have missed you. He was like, well, Jado is kind of translating what ELP is saying, but also like adding a load of stuff. At one point, I thought Jado was going to challenge ELP because ELP was like, whether you have long hair or no hair, and then obviously pointing at Jado. But this match was a really good start. I think it's a nice change from the usual New Japan structure. Well, I don't think it'll happen a lot. It's nice because obviously it was a 15-minute time limit, it was fast, it was dynamic. Obviously ELP got the win in the end, but this is a very nice way to go for the title, making it a lot more open weight. We then got to the tag matches, and all of these really, there's not really much to bring out of it, but they're all build-ups, I guess, for the New Japan Cup. So we started off with Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens facing Hartley Jackson and Rohewa Oiwa. Obviously, Chase and Oiwa are going to wrestle it out in the first round. Before I start, can I just say, why is Hartley Jackson not in the New Japan Cup? Why is this behemoth, this amazing, big, beefy man not in the New Japan Cup? I'm going to throw that out to you, New Japan. Answer me. This was a fine match. Again, it was like the first match technically. If you count it as like if the opening match wasn't quite quick, I think it went 6 minutes. Considering that Fale is also in the New Japan Cup somehow, Hartley unfortunately got the pin. Again, it was fine. Nothing to shout on, but they obviously have their match coming up soon, and then towards the end of the first round, Fale has his match against Bolton. Oh, look. We then had another match. Now, can I just prelim and say, this is like, I guess a bit different because we can't, but there's a lot of Bullet Club in this show. Like, I think every member of the Bullet Club was in it. So this match we saw War Dogs. I guess War Dogs technically aren't part of Bullet Club, but I don't know. So it was Gato, Sanada, and Taiji Shimori facing just 4 guys, which are now just 3 guys, but at least they're not just 2 guys. Taka Michinoku, Taichi, and obviously the man who will be facing Sanada in the first round of the Cup, Ua Uemura, and his return match back. Obviously, if you watched the New Beginning show, when Taichi and Sanada were beating it up, Uemura came to the aid after being injured since the G1. This match, so went 8 minutes. It was a disqualification. Now, before this disqualification, actually it was a pretty good match. You could see the animosity between Uemura and Taichi and Sanada. Taka Michinoku was just being there, Gato and Ishimori was just having fun. And actually, it was a really nice build-up because it showcased that Uemura has this fire in him. Albeit the fire seems to have spread to his hair because he shaved the beard off but has this weird, like, mohawk thing. I don't get it, but, like, I'd rather take that than the weird beard. So, you know what? It's fine. The issue came with the ending. So it's a DQ and Sanada took his guitar that he's been coming out with. Like, I don't even know if Sanada can play the guitar. And rather than, like, hitting Uemura with it, he pretended to hit himself and then got Uemura disqualified because he was like, to Kenta Sato, who not looking Kenta Sato, got distracted, was like, oh, Uemura must have hit Sanada. That's a DQ. I love Sanada with all my being. Yes, we are divorced, but still got a soft spot for him. But something needs to change. Like, I don't want these low blows anymore. I don't want these guitar hits. I just need to see the Sanada, and hopefully Uemura brings something out of him during the New Japan Cup match because I need that. Also, I love Taichi. We're just going to bring that out there. So, yeah, in the end, it was a disqualification, which I guess low-key saves Taka Michinoku from being pinned. So, okay, we'll take that. We then had another Bullet Club, again, War Dogs. So this was stemming from everything from the New Beginning show and also New Japan Cup. It was Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Ren Narita facing Driller Maloney and Gabe Kidd, because obviously Driller is on the other side of the bracket, but Gabe and Narita have a first round match. This is quite interesting because at first Gabe and Driller actually came out in like masks and hoodies and all sorts and surprise attacked them. And before the bell even rung, that was where I think most of the juice happened in this. Where basically, like, they were going up to the rafters. At one point, I thought Kanemaru was going to say goodbye and, like, go over the barricade, like, the big balcony, because Driller had a dangerous position. But they were basically beating the shit out of each other everywhere except inside the ring. Like, Gabe was throwing Narita into chairs and into the goal post, like the ring post. Narita was throwing Gabe into the barricade, and there was so much going on, but actually I think it works very well because, as everyone realised from the New Beginning show, go and watch my review if you haven't. There's like a standoff between Gabe and Narita, and this obviously stems back from the fact they were in the dojo together when Narita went to LA to be in the dojo with Shibata. Gabe sort of took care of him. So there's a nice bit of history here, and I'm hoping if all goes well, the amount of the shit they beat out of each other is gonna be like a prediction of what's gonna happen in their match. We're actually gonna see them both wrestle really well, because there's no doubt Gabe is gonna do amazing, because at one point he had Ren Narita's metal dildo, which obviously is what ELP called a wooden dildo, but then it got broken by Jeff Cobb, so he came back with metal. But he didn't use it, and that's showing that, like, because obviously Driller and Gabe were getting cheered. Gabe and Driller, and, like, I guess all the War Dogs, I don't really know about Finley, we'll see when he comes back, are full baby faces now, or at least, like, vigilantes. Like, they are getting cheered left, right, and centre. So the match obviously ended with Kanemaru getting pinned. But I am very excited to see the future. And obviously, I can't give enough praise to Driller. The man is a beast. Should never have been a junior heavyweight, but it was solid. We then had the final, like, multi-man tag match. And I told you, it was a full-on Bullet Club because we had an 8-man tag. So it was Los Ingobernables de Japon's Hiromu Takahashi, Yota Tsuji, Tetsuya Naito, and the new author, Shingo Takagi, facing House of Torture's Evil, Dig Togo, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi. Again, this was a nice way to get the members of LIJ onto the card. Shame about Bushi. But you know what? Bushi did win a massive arse trophy at Fantastica Mania. So Bushi's living his best life in his chicken shop. This match was everything you expected. House of Torture shenanigans. There's obviously a lot of like links to obviously what's going on. So Tsuji and Evil have a first round match. There's just generally ongoing beef between House of Torture and LIJ. Obviously, if anyone remembers, Evil was once part of Los Ingobernables de Japón. So we'll see what's happening there. Luckily, in the end, due to Bushi actually not being there, it meant that Hiromu got the win over Dick Togo. I was worried for a slight second. I thought, oh, okay, Sho or Yujiro might pin Naito or Hiromu to get shot at the tag titles. That didn't happen, so we are going onwards and upwards towards the New Japan Cup. And then we had the main two events. So the same main event and main event, which were both phenomenal. We first had the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. So Francesco Akira, who is now, let me check, is it the Fire Crown? I did save this because I was like, he's no longer the Fireball Supernova. Let me see, I'm going to have to look at this. The Crown of Fire, that's his new nickname. He was having his first IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Junior Heavyweight Championship match against El Desperado. And holy God, I had expectations for this. I thought this was going to be a match of the night, but it surpassed and exceeded all my expectations. I actually got very emotional. This was extremely dynamic from the very beginning. Similarly to ELP, El Desperado almost doubted Akira. He did that when Akira made the challenge, and he's been almost egging this throughout. But Akira really held his own. Now, obviously, Akira suffered a knee injury last year, which is why he was out of the Best of Super Junior. And Desperado really targeted this. And you know what? Everything that Desperado gave him, Akira had a response. He was flying over the top rope. He was doing his own dynamic moves. Akira was not, like, obviously he's not anymore, but he's not the fireball for nothing. He is so fast. He has so much experience for someone so young. And El Desperado's always been a favourite. Even like as part of Suzuki-gun, everyone loved him. But what was amazing to hear was the Akira chants. Akira. He has moved to Japan. He has spoken about his love of the country. Make sure to watch his recent interview with New Japan 1972. Either read it or go and watch it on New Japan YouTube. There, I'm plugging it. You can tell that the crowds have really connected to him. And it was really emotional to watch as I brought up, because you could see that he is so young, but he has come so far. When he first came, he was quite like, I guess I'd compare to Gabe Kidd. He was very like unpredictable. He was very like energetic, but here he's managed to hone it and create something that's very dangerous. Like there were moments where El Desperado had the numero dos on and obviously targeting Akira's knees, which are still not, I mean, once you get an injury like that, it's going to stay there. Targeting it and causing so much damage, but he was fighting out of it. And yes, Desperado got the win in the end with a Pinche Loco, but Akira was the standout here. The crowds were cheering him on, and you know what, this was only his first challenge of the IWGP Junior Championship. He has obviously been multiple time tag champion, he's challenged for those many times. But there's a very big difference between doing tag and singles wrestling. You've gone from having a team member, someone to rely on, to being by yourself. And Akira has proved that sooner or later he's going to be fit for this title. I mean, hell, I thought he was going to win it now. But you know what? He's going to have his chance. And El Desperado has made Akira look like one of the top guys in the junior division at such a young age. So really, if you have like no time to watch this show and you can only watch one, make sure you go out of your way to watch this one. And we then finished with the IWGP heavyweight match between Goto and Hiroshi Tanahashi. A relationship that goes back decades. Whether it's the dojo, title matches, World Tag League, as enemies, as friends. And going into this, I know a lot of people were worried. This was Goto's first defense. Tanahashi is not in the best state. Was he even ready? Or was he okay to have a title match at this point in his career on the way to retirement? The answer is yes, because God, if Tanahashi's knees have been in a shit shape for the past year, he chose the perfect day to inject some life into them. Okay, I'm not going to say it was 100% the 10 out of 10 best match ever. I'm not giving it 5 stars as Dave Meltzer would do. But watching it, I did not even care about Tanahashi's condition. I was hooked on the story. Tanahashi was reshaping his moveset to focus on things that didn't have him running across the ring. Yeah, he did his high flyer flow, but he was doing dragon screws. He was working on Goto's knees, similar to what Despy was actually doing. He was doing dragon screws, twists and shouts. And similarly, Goto was bringing out his own samurai warrior to go like hell. Tanahashi might not be in the best shape, but you're going to focus on the story of the heart of this match. Because we have two men who have been at the top. We have been holding New Japan together through the dark times, through the resurgence, and through all of the good and the bad moments that the company has gone through. You can tell that, while Westerners might think Tanahashi has no place in the main event with an IWGP title shot, when they both came in the ring, Red Shoes likes to balance it out. Whereas with Zack versus Goto, it was 100% Goto. You could not tell because throughout this match, they were chanting, Goto, Tanahashi. These two are probably two of the most loved men in New Japan history when it comes to Tanahashi. And while I didn't think that Tanahashi was going to win, because obviously Goto it's only his first defense, and Gedo's not that mean, is he? This had me really on the edge of my seat. I was shouting, I was like, come on Goto, you can do it! And similarly, I was like, hell, this is the best that Tanahashi has looked in a long time. And it made me really proud to be a New Japan fan. A company that, as you can see from previous matches, wants to push the future of New Japan, but doesn't push behind the men who made the company. And obviously, Goto got the win in the end. And he had an amazing speech. And Tanahashi brought all the Hontai and Chaos members into the ring. And they showcased a sense of togetherness to come together as the top babyfaces in New Japan. Goto then brought Yuji Nagata up and said he was the next challenger. So whether it will happen, I think even commentary weren't sure. Maybe the US show, maybe during the New Japan Cup. It was a really nice way to end the 53rd anniversary. Was it the best show in the world? No. I think and this always happens with the anniversary show being literally before the New Japan Cup. The tag matches are very much based on that. It's building stories for that tournament. So aside, I guess, if you talk about the title matches, so ELP versus Wato, Akira versus Despy, and Goto versus Tanahashi, it was amazing. It did what it needed to, and it showcased the best of New Japan. And I guess also the worst in House of Torture. So yeah, that was a quick review for any of you who didn't get to watch it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Follow me on social media at wrestling_chat. Let me know what you thought of the show, the highs, the lows. And albeit you've obviously watched and commented on my New Japan Cup preview, but let me know your thoughts ahead of the tournament, which literally starts tomorrow. So yeah, we've got a busy month coming up, a busy few months actually. I think after like a sort of slow gap of obviously Wrestle Kingdom, the New Beginning, then a nice little light-hearted Fantastica Mania, we are strongly back into the New Japan calendar. So we have New Japan Cup, US show, Sakura Genesis, I think another US show. Then we've got Best of Super Junior, and everything is coming up. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to know what is happening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Bye!